Hey everybody, Miss Saltstein here. I wanted to go over a few things that are in this lesson. And the first thing I want to say is do not get scared after you look at page 2. Page 2 has a lot of really complicated math in it. They're using algebra to manipulate some formulas, and I don't want you to get scared. Okay, the video at the bottom of that is pretty good. It's got like a young actor explaining it while you see the formulas popping up below her. Okay. So here's some really important stuff from the lesson. Number 1 is vocabulary. If we don't know what these words mean, we're not going to know what to do in the problem. So the radius is the distance from the center of a circle to the circle. Okay, so the radius is here. It goes from the center out to the circle. Okay, the diameter is the distance across the circle through the center. Here's the center, this is the diameter. Okay, the circumference is the distance around the circle. So this, let me try that again. Yikes. This is the circumference. It goes all the way around the edge of the circle. That's the circumference. And then the area is the number of square units that completely fill the inside of the shape. So the area is what's on the inside. And this kind of got cut off, so let me just write it. Inside the circle. These words should be in your notebook. If you don't have a notebook, just buy a composition book or a notebook the next time you're at the store. All right, so one of the things this lesson is supposed to be about, which they don't emphasize all that much, is the relationship between the circumference and the area. And you guys, this is actually something that makes circles really, really special. And the big idea here is that if you increase the area, the whole circle gets bigger proportionally. If you increase the radius, the whole circle is going to get bigger proportionally. So the area is going to increase and the circumference is going to increase. Okay, if you look at the formulas here, these are the formulas you absolutely need to know. These are the only ones you need to know for circles. You need to know that area is pi r squared. There's the radius. You need to know that the circumference is 2 times pi times the radius. There's the radius again. And you need to know that the diameter is equal to 2 of the radii. Okay, so what's pi? Well, I mean, we can't say exactly because it's a number that goes on forever. It's about 3.141592, and then it just keeps going. I don't even know the rest of it. Okay, you are only going to use 3.14. Okay, that is what you're always going to use. And you might get questions wrong if you don't use it. Some calculators have like a pi button that you can press. Don't use it. Okay, don't do it. Let me show you that pi button. If I go to my scientific calculator, I can use the pi button, which is right here. And it gives a lot more of pi. Okay, don't use this. Your problems are designed to use what we call an approximation of pi, which means we're cutting it off. We're saying it's about 3.14. 3.14 is good enough. Okay. Okay, let's do some problems. So here's a problem from in the lesson. This is not from your practice. This is just a practice problem. Your lessons have practice problems and then they let you reveal answer. So I always recommend you do the problem yourself first and then click reveal answer. If the diameter of a circle is 12 inches, what is the circle's area? Use 3.14 for pi. Here is a bad drawing of a circle. It's not very round. I'm sorry. It's the best I can do. All I can do is my best. Okay, so the diameter is 12. What that means is that the radius is only going to be 6. Okay, the diameter goes all the way across. I don't want to go all the way across. I want the radius because the area is pi times the radius to the second power. Okay, so you've got to find that radius. Let's do the problem. Okay, area equals 3.14, not the pi button, times 6 to the second power. Okay, and now I kind of have to remember something I learned a while ago, and that's GEMS or PEMDAS. Okay, and so the E is for exponents. Exponents. That means I have to do this first. 6 to the second power means 6 times 6. Okay, so this is 36. That's what I do first. Now the area is going to be 3.14 times 36. All right, and I'm going to do that on a calculator. 3.14 times 36 is 113.04. 113.04. I'm going to put the units, which are inches squared. Area is measured in square units. That's that one. Rewind it if you need to, but I'm going to move on. Okay, answering in terms of pi. This is kind of fancy, guys. You're going to need this in 10th grade. Okay, find the area of a circle if the circumference is 16 pi. Okay, you guys, I'm going to need to find the area, but what I know here is the circumference. So let's look at the circumference formula. Circumference is pi times the diameter. Okay, so if the circumference is 16 pi, that means the diameter is the 16. Okay, because pi is pi, right? So now that I know that the diameter is 16, I know the radius. Okay, if the diameter is 16, that goes all the way across the circle. That means the radius will be 8. Because the radius just goes from the center out to the edge. All right, so area equals pi times the radius squared. And now we know the radius. And now we'll do almost the same thing we did last time, except easier. Okay, if they say do not substitute the value of pi, this is all they want you to do. 8 to the second power is 8 times 8. That's 64. And this problem's done. Boom, done. Okay, except we usually write it like this. Okay, we usually write it like this. 64 pi. Okay, so in this problem, the pi is kind of like an x. We're pretending it's kind of like a variable. The reason we do that is that way we don't have to cut pi off. Okay, pi can still be infinite if we just write pi. Okay, and that's everything I wanted to share with you. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to be working on doing more of these videos. Please shoot me a webmail if this was helpful to you. Or if it wasn't, I can take it. Okay, but that's all I have. Thanks, everybody.